Man, oh man, what a sob story we've got for you. This is from the New York Post. This is by Nicholas McKentry. And it's titled, Georgia College Student Faces Deportation After Running Red Light. Police discover her entire family has been living illegally in the U.S. for years. A Georgia college student faces deportation after she ran a red light, and authorities discovered her entire family had been living illegally in the U.S. for nearly 15 years. Mexican national Ximena Cristobal, 19, was pulled over by police in Dalton, Georgia, on May 5th when she failed to adhere to a no-turn-on-red sign. She was a Dalton State Community College student and was driving without a driver's license, but told officers she had an international driver's license, according to WTVC, citing the arrest report. She admitted that she didn't have the foreign document when Dalton police officers asked her to show it, claiming that her mother had taken it away from her, and said she was not supposed to be driving. Well, no, duh. In 2010, Arias Cristobal was brought into the U.S. illegally by her parents when she was only 4 years old during the family's move from Mexico City to the Dalton area, over 30 miles from the Tennessee and Georgia border. You know, her parents are complete scumbags here. I'm sorry. Been living in this country illegally for over 15 years. It's not really her fault that she's here illegally, but I have no sympathy for her family, nor for her in this instance. She needs to go. Now, because of her non-citizen status, the New York Post goes on to write, Arias Cristobal was paying out-of-state tuition for school despite living in the area, meaning she knew damn well that she was here illegally, but was continuing to flaunt the law. The officer who pulled her over attempted to speak to the teen's mom, the owner of the car, but neither of them spoke English, according to the report. Now, they're not saying whether or not the mom was with her in the car. I'm guessing not. Arias Cristobal was arrested and charged with driving without a valid license and failure to obey traffic control devices. She was transported to the Whitfield County Jail, a partner of U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement 287G program. Thank you, Trump, used to identify illegal aliens in the country. This program operates based on a series of reviews and background checks completed only after an inmate is already arrested for an offense under Georgia law, the jail's operation guide said. Arias Cristobal was processed through the federal database, which confirmed she was not a citizen, and so now she is up for deportation. She was brought to ICE's Stewart Detention Center in Lumpkin, where her father, Jose Francisco, is also being held. Well, looks like Daddy-O was also arrested for being doing something he shouldn't have been doing. What a family of illegals. Now, Arias Tovar, her father, was arrested last month when he was pulled over for driving 19 miles over the speed limit, the outlet reported, meaning he got pulled over, and then they found out that he, too, was here illegally. The father, who owns his own company, even though he is not a citizen, should not be here, was denied proper paperwork, surprise, surprise, to remain in the U.S. I mean, come on, you broke into the country. Why would you get paperwork to stay into the country? But of course, that's what our government has been facilitating for the past 2 decades, and really before then, but the last 2 decades in particular. It was not known if he ever applied for citizenship. Who cares? He broke into the country illegally. He has got to go. Now, my dad has his own company, and they called a lawyer to see if they could get a job permit or visa, and they said that they hadn't hit the status to get one yet, Arias Cristobal's younger sister told WTVC. Cristobal was not eligible for the DACA program, having been brought into the country a year after the program ended. And by the way, the DACA program was insane and should never have been allowed either. It was just another way to get chain migration into the country. Thank you, Obama. So she missed that. Anyway, Jones created, this is the Hannah Jones lady that said that she missed the DACA program. This woman, I guess, babysat the illegals in the past. She created a GoFundMe to try and raise money and create a sob story for this woman who was here illegally. And the money is being raised for an immigration attorney and a bond for the teen. Chattanooga, Tennessee-based immigration attorney Terry Olson called out the family's attention. We do see that ICE is really trying to find any and all methods to say that an international has some way violated the process and their status. Now, this lawyer is a scumbag. I'm going to pause this for a minute here. Yeah, they're here illegally. There should be no conversation. They need to get the hell out, and then they can try to come back in later. Go through the regular process like everybody else. Her parents are dirtbags for being here illegally. Her, well, She's just the child brought here, but she's still got to go. I'm sorry. Just because you broke into the country and you brought your daughter does not mean the daughter then gets to stay. No, you can go back to the country of origin. Anyway, the lawyer goes on to say, what's concerning is that when they are being checked at these checkpoints or at the stops, ICE does not have their entire immigration file in front of them. They're not looking at all of it, and they're just relying on one item. This is a civil rights issue. No, it's an illegal alien issue. Mr. Strange lawyer who's trying to defend people being here illegally. Wonder how much that pays. You gotta wonder. Olson said Arias Cristobal's mother will be arrested and deported within a month, and her daughters will be taken with her to keep the family together. So bye-bye. Goodbye. So I know it's being written as a sob story, but I have no sympathy for this family. I feel bad, a little bit maybe for the kids, but they still got to go. And these kinds of stories are going to be used as a way to try to gain sympathy and say, oh, I mean, we're deporting it. No, they all got to go. How many millions of other people, just like Arias Cristobal, are living in this country illegally? Breaking our laws. You could expect to see a lot more of these kinds of stories coming up in the near future as ICE ramps up their deportation efforts. There's still the battle over the courts right now over whether or not we can actually enforce our laws here in the U.S. with all the court corruption, but expect a lot more of these coming forward. So it's going to be interesting, and we'll keep an eye on it as it happens.